In this video, let's take a look at how you can manage your events, particularly events for adults, through the check-in and check-out process. Well, one of the things the software allows you to do is give you flexibility on how you notify, how you invite, how you recruit both participants and also volunteers. Now, let's say for an example, you have several events taking place on a given day. It may be a Saturday and you're doing several events to serve your community. It may be during the week where you are putting together different training events and you have many classes going on or training sessions. So what we're going to do is walk you through 3 different ways that you can check in and check out people. So as we've mentioned before, once this is created on the calendar, then you can come back, go to the calendar, manage events page, and then you just click on the icon that we're going to show you in a second. Let's go to the manage events page. And then this is the leadership training 101. We find it here. And then we click on simply this little icon, which represents manage, check in, and check out. Now, the most basic way to check in a person is simply using the default check in for participants and volunteers. So I'm going to type in the name of a person here. Okay, in this case, so right here, I can find them quickly. And then they're a participant rather. And then you can just go ahead and check them in. Now, if they're a volunteer, what do you do differently? Well, if they're a volunteer, all you have to do is once you find them, here on the right hand side, click on volunteer, initiate check-in. Now notice this lets you know that they checked in as a volunteer or as a participant. If you made a mistake, it's no big deal. You just come here and you click on the X and that'll remove them from your event. So it gives you a running total of participants and volunteers. So that's the very basic one. Now let's say the event is over, everyone's walking out at the same time. You don't necessarily need to check them out one by one. If you select this button here, the checkout all, it'll check out everyone. However, if you only check out, let's say 1 or 2 people and select checkout selected, it will check out those people whom you have selected. So the first way is to come here at the default and then look for check-in for participants and volunteers. And then the next way is a unique barcode. You can use a unique barcode generated from the system and you can text this to your people. And then once you do that, you click here and then you basically scan that unique barcode that they have, and that'll check them in and generate a label for them. And by the way, as you're checking them in manually as well here below, this will also automatically generate a label and say volunteer if they're a volunteer or a participant. So back to the unique barcode, you click here with the mouse and then you scan what appears on their phone and that will generate a label for them. Now you can also click on a check-in or check-out option by event barcode. The same thing applies here. You click on the radio button, you click here in this section, you scan the unique barcode on their phone and that'll generate a label. Now let's say it's a totally different event and you need to switch in between events because you have 2 events going on in the same general area. Well, that's not a problem at all. All you do is come down here to event, click on the other activity, and then notice what will happen. You'll switch over to this new event and then you can quickly check in people to this event as well. So this allows you to go back and forth from one event to the other. That way you don't have to close this out or go to another screen. So that's how you scan and update the check-in and check-out information for adult classes or adult events, for participants and for volunteers.